Take a look at this game. Here I even have the what is it called? The loading screen, okay? You see these two people, they're not playing duo queue, by the way, they're playing both solo queue. He is an AD carry main, he's Sovereign, he's Challenger, Master, GM. By definition, they are supposed to 1v9 this game. All of these three people are not supposed to do something, and it's inting Sion. So, okay, let's quickly break it down for you. What does the lane here consist of? We will just look at this for now. Okay. How is lane played? They are both skill shot poke champions. She's a poke champion, and he's an all-in champion. He hooks you. Okay, cool. So what do you do against Blitzcrank, and what do you do against Misfortune? Here's the problem. Against Misfortune, you shouldn't hide behind minions. But against Blitzcrank, you have to hide behind minions. So you have kind of a problem. However, the damage these champions have compared to your champions are a joke. Even if you get hooked level 1 by this champion, these champions will kill her. I prefer Alacrity recently. I said so earlier in a message, if you are Baron lane and you want to win most of your games, completely disregarding anything in the game on the European server, pick any split pusher, pick Hullbreaker, run down side lane, don't care about your team. Keep on going, don't give a single damn at all. You have Fiora, you have Jax, you have Sion, you have Garen, you have Volibear, you have Tryndamere. You can pick any Hullbreaker champion and just go down sideline. Just go. Just keep on going. Will it make you a better player? No. Will it allow you to climb? Yes. You will basically learn nothing, but you'll get LP. Because you're constantly facing people, for example, let's just say he's top lane and he's master, who don't know what to do. And since you always get +1 and -1, you're constantly facing worse players, and one good player cannot play the map and fights alone. Let's just say this guy isn't in the game and he's alone. And let's say you have a split pushing guy here and a constantly grouping team. He has to choose. What does he do? Who does he stop? He can kill 4 people, but then this guy finishes the game in side lane. He can stop the guy in side lane, but he can't stop the other 4 then. He has to choose. And that is one of the biggest issues. He has to choose because he cannot do both at the same time. So yeah, let's talk about Ezreal. Let's go into the game. Let's break it down for you. Okay. Hello, Gabe. Okay. Many of you ask, okay, what is a dangerous thing to happen? Against Blitz, brush control is very important because you don't want to get hooked from Narnia. So you need to always know where he was and where he can be. If you know where he was, you know where he can't be. And if you know where he can't be, you can use this to your advantage in terms of positioning. Okay, how do I mean this and what does it mean? Okay, let's cut this map into 2 parts. It's a beautiful cut, I know, I'm Picasso. We call this 1, we call this 2. If you see Blitz vanish here, going to the right, he can't 5 seconds later appear here. So for laning, if you know he's not in here, and you have a ward up there, you haven't seen him walk in here, you know he can't be anywhere here. So he must be somewhere on the right side. So if you lean towards the left side, you'll be fine. And then you use this just by leaning to your advantage. You can basically cut the lane into different quadrants, right? You have different quadrants which are differently dangerous. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say you have no information about Blitz, nothing. 1, 2 dangerous, 3, 4 dangerous, 5, 6 dangerous, 7, 8 dangerous, 9 dangerous, 10 safe. If you have information that he's not to the left-hand side anywhere, then 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all of these are safe. And then you ask yourself, which quadrant can I stay in to be able to do something, compared to which quadrant can I stay in to be safe, but I'm unable to do something? Because let's say there's a scenario you're safe at 1, 9, 7, 5, and 3. Obviously, your positioning will allow you to impact something. Because at position 9, you obviously can't punish a misposition up here. Info is king, yes. But every position of yours enables you to do something or to potentially get killed. And it's up to you to understand which position you can be in order to not get killed but have the maximum value of your champion in that current moment. So let's talk about laning. Okay, you're playing against Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank's biggest ability is a hook. If the hook is on cooldown, he can't play. He has just seen the Blitzcrank. Okay, he has seen the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank is in here. That's a fact. That's information. There's a misfortune. So, okay. Remember, we need minions to avoid Blitzhook, but minions are dangerous when it comes to misfortune queue. Okay, so he's up here. So he can only hook straight. So we use our minions as an invisible wall. These here. Then we use the relative distance from the brush, here, and we can play this pocket. Here. Because here, we are safe from the misfortune bounce, we are able to punish the misfortune going for creeps, and we are out of range from the enemy Blitzcrank, and if we are even better, having a ward here, we can be safe from the enemy jungle, depending on the enemy jungle champ that could gank early. So, to give you a perspective, currently, if you are here, you're safe. He is currently here, but he's still safe. He could be anywhere on this line, and he could be safe. But his positioning right now allows him, or doesn't allow him, to do something. Blitzcrank hook. Okay, do you see? Blitzcrank used hook, immediate turn, auto attack. He got a bounce into his face. It's very difficult to sometimes play against MF because the bounce is just unreal. The hook still has a very high cooldown, and he can just play very aggressively during that time. I would have preferred if Pooh walked up with him to just continuously beat them up because the Blitz used hook. Yes, taking the ward gives you an XP advantage. Hook is on cooldown again. We hit a nice binding, we deal some good damage, but we rather want to have damage on the misfortune than the Blitzcrank. And it's a kill. Because DMF knew Lux is in here. She knew. However, she didn't have a proper understanding on what's a relative safe range going to minions and what's dangerous. So she got caught by a Lux binding from the brush, even though she knew that she was in there. My rank was Legend rank 1 on my server. Why did he even flash this? No, it's art list. How is he playing with an unlock screen? He uses his index finger for his left hand. He plays free finger. He plays thumb for joystick, index finger for minimap, and left index finger for buttons, for spells. So he knows he can't contest this, he doesn't have a Arcane Shift, so he needs to be careful. Ezreal can also shift out of the Blitz hook if he times his Arcane Shift right. And just making it very difficult for the Blitz to get anything done. Here it's a little bit difficult because he has to, again, avoid damage as well as take damage. It's just a question of how you position. The MF made a big mistake here again. We go in with the second ability, now we just run down the Misfortune as good as we can. We get a free flash. The Blitzcrank doesn't have hook. Yep, he knew about the cooldown, he spaced away early enough and punished the enemy Blitzcrank. This could have gone wrong by a slight mistiming. Again, Misfortune knew that the enemy was in there, walks up, gets instantly blown up, and it's a free kill, even though it's a trade. And again, the Misfortune knew. At least she was supposed to know. Let's put it this way, she was supposed to know. The Blitzcrank could try to hold this wave. He would lose a lot of HP, but he could. But yeah. Now, since he has Mana Immune, he will obviously spam spells going back to lane to get stacks earlier. A newer build variant of the Ezreal build nowadays could just be going for, what is it called, Gelatinous Grease early, because the 3580 anti-vamp really helps you snowball the game, and since you're spamming spells anyway, getting your Mana Immune a little bit delayed doesn't really matter. Also, it gives you more power early game. Because Tear as an item isn't a power spike in a damage sense, but yeah. I mean, as an AD carry, you basically punish enemy mistakes. It's not about you being an absolute god, it's more about you making less mistakes than the enemy and abusing enemy mistakes. For example, enemy Blitz uses hook. Okay, you use this to your advantage because the Blitz now is not valuable anymore in the sense of doing anything, so you punish the enemy by him using his cooldown. Blitz used cooldown, he can just walk after him, being a little bit annoying because the Blitz now isn't a threat anymore. That's a very interesting bounce. I hate Misfortune. I really do. Blitz gets denied, gets instantly blown up. He probably dies here. He dies, yep. And now the enemy Misfortune probably has to use ult to deny the wave, the platings to be taken. And she walks up for no reason, which means she just dies. She could have lived by pressing ult for the wave. She chose not to, and they knew about this, so they instantly dive and kill him. Yeah. His Lux is trying to influence the map depending on enemy waves. We obviously don't know about the wave because he is not looking for the wave because it in theory doesn't matter to him. So, for example, if we see a slow push on the other side of the map and the Lux wants to go there to save Elena, she will go there, whereas the wave is still coming back to the Ezreal because there's a window of time. Like, the Lux knows she is not needed at the dragon, so she just goes for a proactive play mid lane. He knows that he can punish the MF, do a little bit of hello, do a little bit of damage. He probably doesn't kill her, gets a free flash down, will probably heal up again. Lost a bit of gold when the minions died to the tower, but he got a flash, which means that if the MF walks back to lane, she'll instantly die, and the Lux is even taking position behind the tower, making sure that if somebody walks around the corner, she will know early enough. This tower is an absolute goner, and if anyone walks up, instantly dies. They'll get this tower, they'll back off because they saw the Hackerim come from Fog of War. Okay, just you need to ask yourself, is having more information good? More information is always better, but it depends on how much you can process. Like, the music I'm listening to is from artlist.io, and the playlist is just soul and R&B. But I don't think you can just listen to it. I don't know. And again, he takes down his tower in the lane. He now swaps lane because he doesn't want to just sit in the side lane AFK. He wants to be in a position where he can actively influence the map. Instant kill. Instant punishment. And now he wants more. He sees the entire team is playing around this side of the map and he wants more. I mean, you take information and you make it a habit, right? Not today, not support today. Okay, how can I put this? Okay, let's say you play a champion, and at every single moment you're given different options to do, right? Like, I'll just do it like this, okay? Okay, so you go into a game, and then you're presented with a decision, right? 1, 2, 3, simplify. Okay, cool. You make a decision again. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, blah, 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 blah. If you have to actively think that these things even exist, your brain will not be able to process this fast enough because you'll be stuck thinking while playing. Hello, arrows. But if you know what can happen, and if you have a general idea about what could happen, and have a fundament of concepts, you can choose between the options because you know the options, and you just have to go with route 1, 2, or 3. But if you still have to think about the existence of 1, 2, 3, then you'll have big problems. So the goal is to understand what can possibly happen and instantly choose the, in your opinion, best option most consistently. Yes, he does have, well, he doesn't have a YouTube, but he has a Twitch, and I'll link you his Twitch. Here you go. He instantly pieces out, he had enough of this. He has a big spike in base with Trinity Force. He wants the assist here. Ooh, free money. Like, he wants to go base because he has a massive spike. But yeah. I will play with broken support, yeah, but I think we'll only play for fun because it's just, it's too mind-boggling to, like, really try. And I just want to chill in WildRift nowadays. But yeah, right now it's at the stage again where he just goes around the map, collects gold, gets as much gold as possible, and what needs to happen is, technically speaking, one side, like we're at a point where one side needs to create pressure, so multiple people show, so the other side can get killed. Making decisions based on prediction will make him lose. Yeah, you will lose a few times, but it's you need to understand what you can do. Let's put it again. Okay. Decision making. Okay. Making decisions based on assumption. The more gold you have, the more leeway you have for miscalculation. Right? So, if you believe something will happen, you have more room for any variables at play if you just have more gold, because you're stronger. Like, if you go for a straight up fight, there's a chance for you to lose. But if you have way more gold, the chance of you losing goes down. So every decision you make is basically based on your gold and the general assumption how the enemy would play. Obviously, you will make mistakes. But the consequences of said mistakes won't always be the same. And you will also be punished for good decisions. You will, it will happen. But it's about consistently making the right decision based on the information you have. And that is something you have to keep in mind. Like, mistakes in decision making will always happen. You can make the best decisions possible. Like, you can be a literal machine and make the best choices possible in a game and still lose, because it's still a team game. And you're playing against humans, and human error is a very big variable that you not always, you just can't really determine at all times, because if you're playing in lower elo environment, it's just how it goes. People just do random shit too many times. And yeah, his job this game is going to let the Scion have fun, and while the Scion has fun, he takes other shit. That is what he's doing, and will be doing the entirety of the game. You see, Blitzcrank Cook, yoink, denied. I mean, remember last game, Shiro, the Caitlyn game, where his team chose to not do anything? He had to do something, otherwise he would have lost. Because all the information you gain by playing from your allies, etc., you have to take into your calculations. And DMF dies again. This is a VOD. Like, I have games downloaded from him, and I'm just reviewing them to help you, like, as a player, to improve on what to do, what to look out for, what specific things you can take away as a player. What was that flash? Bruh. To just improve as a player. So even if it would just be the laning phase in general, where I just say, okay, this is what you have to look out, this is what you have to look out, etc., it's already a big step up, generally speaking, for WildRift players. Like, DMF died the same way multiple times and didn't learn in any way. Which means either she is very much tilted and doesn't care anymore, or she should just never be in this game. Essence Reaver is collected, and now it's gameplay. I will do multiple, like, Muti, I will do all lanes, but it depends, like, not now. I will do 80 carry for today. I'm also only live until like 1 PM, like 1 more hour. Then I'll go offline again, and I'll tackle more lanes. The thing is, I just need more source material for more players in the highest rated environment. And you just see, like, they're playing it so well. How to play with these carries if you're mid, it depends on your champion. It mostly depends on your champions and what your champions can do, right? Like, for example, if you want the highest win rate in mid lane, you most likely play Twisted Fate, Kassadin, and Jace. It's just so free. Like, they just continuously walk up and die for fun, and they just punish the people. Now it's a free Nasher angle. Like, this Nasher should be free on spawn. It should be taken. With the Kayn coming back in, it should be just a free Nasher, but it will not happen, most likely because the Kayn will not understand what he has to do. He'll probably just be, I don't know, goofing around. But it's his job to come here and just do this because it's literally free. And this is one of the things that closes out games. And you also see that Pooh is was tanking the Nasher because then Chronix doesn't get the debuff. because Baron debuff reduces your damage dealt by 50% to anything you touch. Champions, minions, monsters, and it can be applied to multiple people compared to its PC version. It depends on your champion again. Like if your champion needs to create sidelane pressure for him, you will do so. Or if you'll rotate to him, destroying the enemy. What the hell is happening here? But you see how he's spacing away from like immediate death? Like staying far enough away to not just die, even trying to get the Twisted Fate with the Fade away, and now locating the Twisted Fate, using his Q to get another ability haste, cooldown reset on his third ability. Like you just see how he's tethering the distance, being useful without being dead immediately, like if you get what I mean. Like this is the biggest thing about AD carries. Hecarim, I can also tell you why Hecarim is so good. Hecarim is very, very easy, and Hecarim is very, very influential. Like, if you compare Lee Sin to Hecarim, which champion is easier to play, and which champion is theoretically more impactful? A perfectly played Lee Sin will be more impactful, but a mediocre played Lee Sin will be terrible. A mediocre played Hecarim will still be useful. And the Twisted, nah. You just can't tell me this Twisted Fate did this. That is crazy. And you just see, like, it's so important to tether, to stay at the distance, to make sure you stay in relative range of just going in for the kill, and then just win as an AD carry. You don't always want to just brutally go all in if there are still threats on your screen. Yeah, it's very, very difficult to constantly pan the camera. So yeah. And as you see, he was solo queue.